Kenyans' emotions are running high right now. They are in shock, they're very angry, and perhaps very fearful. They are in shock that tear gas was fired inside a church during a Sunday worship, and they're very angry that a sacred place like church could certainly suddenly turn into a battlefield. And then they have this fear that nowhere feels safe anymore, not even the house of God. And then there is this frustration, that familiar feeling of two-tier justice, where they're saying that there is always fast arrest when it is protesters or social media critics, but silence when the issue involves power or politics, or maybe these alleged state actors. So I want to take you to Witima Church in Nyeri County. It is a normal Sunday morning. Families are seated together, parents with their children, and then suddenly, boom, tear gas explodes inside the sanctuary. So people are beginning to choke, children are crying, there's a lot of screaming everywhere. Everyone is definitely like running, just running for their life. And then outside, the vehicles are set on fire, including one linked to the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. So people are jumping over fences, they're running through bushes, just trying to survive like everyone would do. And so, according to Rigathi Gachagua, this was not a random chaos. He says it was an assassination attempt. And so he claims that a rogue police squad known as the Nairobi Sierra of about 12 officers allegedly they were sent from Nairobi and they were targeting him. And also he says that he met face-to-face with the Inspector General Douglas Kanja and he handed over the names and that he submitted a petition documenting, different cases, I think up to 24 similar cases, similar incidents that took place over the past year. And I heard that he gave a deadline of about February 16 that those should be arrested, those involved, and the unit should be disarmed and they should be charged in court. And that if nothing happens, he says the united opposition will call for nationwide protests that is going to be demanding the removal of top security officials. And these officials include the Interior Cabinet Secretary, Kipchumba, the Inspector General Kanja, the Deputy Inspector General. Yep, and the government response has been firm. They're saying that this incident was staged, and it was staged to gain sympathy. A probe was announced, but days later, there is still no reported arrest. Different church leaders are furious. The Anglican Archbishop Jackson and the National Council of Churches of Kenya, they have strongly and publicly condemned the use of tear gas in a place of worship. And it's crazy, of course. So they're saying that it violates the freedom of worship and it defies a standing high court order banning the use of tear gas in churches. So this is everything that is happening. And then across the country, online, in different places, Kenyans are deeply divided in some sense. Some, they're believing that this is a state intimidation ahead of the 2027. And then others, they think it was a political drama. So also many are pointing to a wider pattern than just this. They're talking like the protest death in 2024 with very few prosecutions. There are cases like quietly dragging on with no closure and a lot of repeated incidents involving Gachagua in churches since impeachment and with no follow-up. So I want to ask you, what do you believe really happened at Witima? Was this an assassination attempt? Was it staged? Or maybe there is another truth we are not being told. How comes there is no arrest days later when other cases, they move so fast? And if February 16 comes and let's say nothing happens, what do nationwide protests actually look like? Let's discuss. And does it feel like the same double standard? So what would real accountability be like in 2024-7? Anyway, let's give me those comments. Let's discuss. Let's debate in the comment section. And yeah, like this video if it got you thinking. Thanks again. Subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can follow this story together as it develops. And also remember to watch my other videos. They're super interesting. I will see you in the next one. You have a wonderful day.